What do the following things have in common? The sun setting behind these mountains, a blazing fire, a traffic light directing cars to slow down and stop, and this burning flare warning motorists to use caution. That's right, all these things give off light. What exactly is light? What are some of the different types of light? And how is light useful to us? During the next few minutes, we're going to answer these questions as we explore some of the fascinating characteristics of light. Without light, life would be quite difficult. We sometimes realize this when the power goes out in our homes and we have to rely on candles or flashlights for light. Light from the sun enables us to see outside, and light from electric light bulbs in our homes enables us to read, play games, and walk around at night. Street lights illuminate dark city streets, and headlights on cars help drivers see the road at night. Animals need light to help them see their prey. And plants use light from the sun to produce their own food. Everything we eat depends on light. So, as you can see, light is essential for life. Have you ever thought about what makes up light? Scientists have thought about this question for a very long time. Albert Einstein was one of many scientists who investigated light. Scientists agree that light is a type of energy. Light energy travels as a wave called an electromagnetic wave. Electromagnetic waves travel through the vacuum of space. The light we see from stars, for example, is in the form of electromagnetic waves. Most things we've learned about space have been detected from electromagnetic waves that travel through space. Some electromagnetic waves, such as X-rays, can also travel through objects, like our body. Electromagnetic energy is produced from moving electric charges. Over the years, scientists have found that light not only behaves like a wave, but also like a stream of moving particles. These energy-packed particles are called photons. So, light can behave in two ways, in the form of moving electromagnetic waves, as well as a stream of particles. You may think these race cars and this plane travel at high speeds, but light travels much faster. You observe. How quickly did you see the light after it was turned on? You saw the light immediately. This is because electromagnetic waves travel at the speed of 300,000 kilometers per second. That's fast. Nothing we know of can travel faster than the speed of light. Light travels much faster than sound. This explains why you see the flash of lightning before you hear the rumble of thunder. When we think of electromagnetic waves, we tend to think of light we can see. But there are other types of electromagnetic waves we cannot see. For example, you can't see the electromagnetic waves coming in and out of this cell phone. There are many different types of light or electromagnetic waves. You compare. What makes these electromagnetic waves different from each other? As you can see, there's more distance between the top points of the waves, called the crests, than the waves on the bottom. Wavelength is the distance between similar points on two consecutive waves. Different types of electromagnetic waves have different wavelengths. For example, X-rays have a much shorter wavelength than the infrared waves found in your TV remote control. This diagram illustrates the range of electromagnetic waves known as the electromagnetic spectrum. Waves found on the left side of the spectrum have longer wavelengths than waves to the right. Let's now take a look at some of the different types of electromagnetic waves. At this very moment, you're being bathed with all different kinds of waves. You decide. If you can't feel these waves, how do you know they're there? We use simple devices to detect various types of electromagnetic waves. For example, if we turn on this radio, we can pick up a radio station. Radio waves are electromagnetic waves that have a long wavelength and are found here on the electromagnetic spectrum. While radio waves have long wavelengths, they have a low frequency. Frequency is the number of complete waves that pass a point during a period of time. Frequency is usually a measure of the number of complete waves that pass a point per second. Microwaves, used in microwave ovens, are a type of radio wave. Cell phones use a type of radio wave as well. Toward the right side of the electromagnetic spectrum are X-rays. X-rays have a short wavelength and a high frequency. X-rays can go through the body to create an image. Dentists use X-rays to identify problems in teeth. Physicians and veterinarians can use X-rays to identify problems in bones. These are just a couple of the different kinds of electromagnetic waves. We've discussed some of the different kinds of light we can't see. But what about the light we can see? The range of wavelengths and frequencies of light we can see is referred to as the visible spectrum. The visible spectrum is relatively narrow compared to the entire electromagnetic spectrum. The visible spectrum consists of the colors red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Light from the sun contains all the colors in the visible spectrum and is often referred to as white light. In white light, all the colors are mixed together. If you've ever seen a rainbow, you can see all the colors separated in the visible spectrum. A rainbow is created when white light from the sun is separated by raindrops. The rainbow over this large waterfall is created when sunlight passes through mist given off by the tumbling water. Water droplets have the ability to refract and reflect light. Refraction is the process of bending the path traveled by light due to a change in speed. For example, see how this light traveling through air bends when it enters water. This piece of triangular-shaped glass is called a prism. When light passes through a prism, the glass slows down the light. The different colors in white light have different wavelengths. Each wavelength is refracted by a different amount. Because the different colors are refracted differently, they separate into colors we can see. This process is called dispersion. Chances are, before you came to school this morning, you looked at yourself in the mirror. What are mirrors? Mirrors are objects with a smooth surface that reflect light. Reflection occurs when light bounces off an object. Most objects reflect light diffusely or unevenly because they're rough. But very smooth surfaces, such as standing water, reflect light so evenly that the reflection of objects can be seen. As we mentioned earlier, light can pass through objects such as prisms. But light can also pass through curved pieces of glass called lenses. A lens is a curved piece of glass used to refract light. This magnifying glass uses a lens to magnify this flower. Eyeglasses also are made of lenses. Binoculars use lenses and help distant objects appear much closer. So, as you can see, both mirrors and lenses play an important role in our lives. During the past few minutes, we've explored some of the fascinating characteristics of light. We discussed how light consists of electromagnetic energy, and the light can behave as both a wave and as energy-packed particles called photons. We discussed how light travels at the speed of 300,000 kilometers per second. Then we saw how different types of electromagnetic waves have different wavelengths and frequencies, and that the electromagnetic spectrum consists of the range of electromagnetic waves. We briefly discussed how we use some of the different types of electromagnetic energy, such as radio waves and X-rays. The type of light we most often use and think about is light we see and falls in the visible spectrum. Rain droplets and prisms are able to refract and separate white light into the individual colors. Finally, we took a quick look at how mirrors reflect light and how lenses are curved pieces of glass that are able to refract light in different ways that are useful to us. So the next time you turn on a light, see a reflection, or admire a rainbow, think about some of the things we've discussed during the past few minutes. You just might think about light a little differently. Fill in the correct word to complete the sentence. Good luck, and let's get started. Number 1. Light consists of energy. Number 2. Light can behave as waves or as moving. Number 3. Different types of light have different Number 4. Our eyes detect light. And number 5. A has the ability to reflect light.